Hello, everybody. I forgot to do a little thing that I need to get done. No, not here. Oh, God. It's just going berserk. I am going live and I need to make sure we can see you and I can see you. It's so important for us to do that because otherwise it's really dark in the room. And here we are. So it is that day. Again, I'm back. First show of the year for us. A fire is going because it's cold in the city. So cold today. And it's been cold all week. We have had cold weather for a while. And this is why. Hello, somebody's here. Good morning. It's still morning. Yeah, it's now not morning anymore. So here we are. Yeah. Today I have a fire going, as you can see. It's cold. But I have a really hot and interesting topic for you. And you're going to say, Tessa-Marie, you always say you have a hot and interesting topic. Well, yes, yeah, I do. And I want you to come and join me with this because it's January the 9th, still early in the year. And you're thinking, and you saw the topic, sitting, feeling stuck. So you're feeling stuck. We all go through that. I remembered when I was stuck, feeling stuck. Didn't know how to get from point A to point B, don't know what to do, I am stuck. And because I was stuck, I was sitting there and I'm saying, I'm mulling in it. I'm sitting and I'm mulling over being stuck and not getting anything out of it. It's not an answer. I know I'm stuck. And I had no idea, like I said in the description, which way to go, what to do, where should I start, and when. No idea. I didn't have an idea at all. I'm just sitting and mulling. But something inside of me saying, that's not good enough. There has to be better than this. That's sitting there and not knowing what to do, where to go. Mulling. And it doesn't leave you. See, mulling doesn't leave you. Mulling stays with you. It's like you're going over a stone and you're grinding and nothing is coming. So I had no idea where to go, which way to go, either what to do, where should I start and when. And I kept doing this for such a long time. And finally, one day, something triggered, and I was so angry at myself for feeling stuck and not knowing what action to take. There is no advisors, no counselors. The people will crash. There was nobody to help me. And I decided I had to just go for a long walk. It wasn't a hot day, it was a cold day. But I dressed warmly and I stepped outside and I said, I cannot stand myself for just standing there or sitting or going with the same thought. I am stuck. I have no idea what to do, where to go, when to go, how to do any of this. And then all of a sudden, I got to the park and I stood with those bare trees that had no leaves and I leaned against a tree. I'm not telling you should do this. And as I leaned back against the tree, all I could look up and see the sky. It was still blue, although it was cold. I looked up at the sky and I said, if you were me, what would you do now? That's all I said. But I had my hand clenched and my back resting against that tree trunk, bare of leaves, cold. If you were me, what would you do now? And then I release my hand. And when I did that, I felt an immediate change. Begin to ask questions of yourself. Stop asking questions of others. Go inside and find out. And it was so clear. Go inside of me and find out. What should I do? And where should I go? Hi, Yuko. How are you feeling this morning? Thanks for coming. And that was what it is. I was sitting being stuck, feeling stuck. I was mulling over it, thinking, what should I do? I have nowhere to go. I don't know what to do. I have no idea which way to go. And I wrote it down. I didn't know what to do. Where should I start and when? But all I could do was mull. And that was a cold day, cold day. Like something like today, maybe not. I don't know. But I got dressed. And thanks to hear that, Yuko, I got dressed and I went for the walk. And when I got to the park and the trees, I just leaned back against the tree, looking up, blue sky, no leaves on the tree, cold. I clenched my fist and I said, if you were me, what would you do now? And it was like, boom, the answer came. Go inside. Go inside where? Go inside of you. Ask that question of yourself. Go inside, inflect. And that's where this statement came from. If you were me, what would you do now? And that's why I use that word inflect. Go inside and find out. Because I didn't know where to turn, and the people around me weren't going to help me. They were expecting me to help them. But they didn't know that inside of me, I was feeling like I'm stuck. I wanted to burst out. So that same day in the park, I found a bench, a cold day. The bench was sitting in the sun and I was fully dressed for winter. I sat there, and I cannot tell you if I sat there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or how long. All I know, I sat there on that bench and I went inside of me. There were no animals running around, no squirrels, no nothing, nobody else, myself and me with my thoughts in the park. What should I do? If you were me, what would you do? Inflect, go inside of you. I went inside of me. I went in and I said, but I want to write. I desire to write. I love writing. That was my desire. I love to teach. I love to teach someone how to do better than they're doing now. Not to inflict, not to go and inflict my ideas on them, but just to say, you know what? If you want to change, you can. But how could I teach you if I didn't know what I had to do? So that began my journey of inflecting, which is a form of meditation. I started writing what I felt. I couldn't write that day. I had no book. I didn't set out for that. I just knew I had to move. That was the first action I took. I have no idea which way to go. I don't know what to do. Where should I start? And what should I, and when? I knew I had to do something. I never thought it was going for a walk. But going for a walk was the right thing for me that day in the middle of winter, an actionable step. Deciding when I saw that big tall tree trunk to go and lean against it like that, raise my head and say, if you were me, what would you do now? Go inside of you. Go inflect. Your answer lies within you. I sat on the bench and I decided I'm going to inflect and I'm going to go inside of me now. I'm not waiting until I go home. I sat there, I don't know how long. I don't think it was more than half an hour. It was too cold, but because I was in the sun and I was fully dressed, I didn't feel the cold. I was warm. And while I was inside of me, I realized I have to do more than I'm doing. I have to do what I love. And what do you love? I love to write. I had stopped writing. I no longer was interested in telling stories and doing it. I was too busy doing banking. That's what I was trained to do, working at it. But I can carve time. I can make time for that. I have 24 hours. I only need 8 for work and 8 for sleep. There's still 8 more that I can use half an hour, 15 minutes to write. And that's when I decided I will write for 15 minutes every day. Some days, once I started it, it was not easy because I look at it as a job, as a task, something I had to do. And then in my meditation of inflecting and just inflecting, I no longer was mulling. I thought, when you write, you are joyful. When you write, your whole body is tinkling. You feel like you're on a journey of something sweet and adorable. Think of writing that way. And that's when I started to write. And I would be in purposeful mode of writing. I felt good. I just let my mind do the dance and my fingers did the steps. The music was playing in my head and my fingers were doing the steps of the dance of writing. And man, I wrote. Some days I would write for an hour, some days 15 minutes, but whatever I spent time writing in was beautiful, amazing, and spectacular. And I love to teach. I love helping people learn. So I had those two passions. I still was at the bank, right? So I started teaching people how to be smart about their money, how to invest to win, how to avoid building debt, how to use a credit card. I started doing that. And of course, the more I did it, the better I got at it. The more people I saw with smiles on their faces and they were in a jam, and I showed them, hey, you can do that. And one thing led to another. And I found out what I could do, where I could do it. And I also found out when. The thing that is the trick, and I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know not to ask the how. But I noticed I never asked how to do anything. I concentrate on what to do, which way to go, where to do it, where to go, and when. So I changed the paradigm. I shifted my paradigm of my life. I went to work, and then I realized if I work on Friday from noon to 8 and all day Saturday, I had the freedom to nurture people with financial difficulties, challenges. So I switched. The manager at the time was so happy. Oh, you're a planner and you're working on the weekend and Friday night, and I had Monday off. And she was happy to have a senior person in the bank on the Friday and the weekend. And I had a plan. When somebody needs financial guidance, they usually come to the bank on a Friday after the work for the week. And I could send my bait, cast my line, and pull them in. And I started pulling in people to teach, get them out of debt, buy homes. And then one day, you see what I mean? One silly action I took. Remember, it was the day when it was cold and I went to the park. I couldn't sit and mull anymore. Mulling wasn't answering my question. I was making me tired and unhappy and unfulfilled. So I went to the park. It said I should inflect. There and then I inflected. There and then I started taking action. I started to write again, bringing joy and did the dancing of my mind. The words were flying off my fingers. And then I wanted to help others, to teach people to be financially independent and fulfilling their life. Very kind of you to teach people about money. I did it, but the bank was paying me. They trained me to do that. So I had them in my pocket, so much so. Another FA, his name was James. He said to the manager, Tessa-Marie has 6 clients and she keeps recycling them. That wasn't what happened. I had 6 clients, and each client bought 6 friends or family. So before you knew it, I had 36 clients from 6 clients and 72, and it kept growing. I met my target, I exceeded my goal, I got a better thing. And I started to write the book in 2002. I finished it in 2007. I published it in 2009. And if I hadn't moved my ass that day and say, oh, it's too cold to go for a walk, I am too, and no, I went for the walk. I went for the walk. And when I got there, I didn't know why I was drawn to a tree. I think it was a poplar tree, straight tree. I went like that, put my hands like that, look up to the sky. It was like a prayer from my heart with emotion and passion. My fists were clenched. And I said, if you were me, what would you do now? Inflect was the answer. Go inside and find out what you have to do. It's inside of you. You have the answer already. Nobody else has the answer. Stop asking people what to do and how to do it. And I didn't. And I went and I took the time and I started to write. And the more I wrote, the better I got at it. I kept writing, and the words flew off my fingers, and the dance in my head was the dance of fairies and elves and amazing things. And then I started to help and guide people and tell them that we are not your friend at the bank. We have a job to do. We need to give you the products we need to sell, so we get an income of, and the bank makes money, and we get a pension, and we get our bonuses. I spoke the truth, but they came. I taught and I taught, and I wrote the book Controlling the Debt Monster. And even when I was writing the book, my manager told me, what are you writing? And I told them a financial book. He tried to put a pin in my balloon and pump it off. He said, do you know how many financial books that are out there? And I said to him, mine is different. And he didn't say anything. And fast forward years later, he met me again and he said, when I went through my divorce, I made lots of mistakes. And I picked up your book. For something, I picked it up. And I followed what you said in the book. And it has helped me. He told me that years later. So when you are feeling stuck, when you are mulling about choices you could make, or you don't know what to do, and you take, mulling is going over the same thing over, just thinking of it. I'm mulling, a form of musing. But it doesn't always give you answers. You need to take an action somehow. My walk led to the tree, led to the prayer, led to sitting on a bench in the sun, led to begin my inflecting in meditation there and then, realizing I needed to go back to writing. I needed to go back to helping others win and be successful. And from the time I did that, my life changed. It changed for the better, And then I was so full of the joy of the changes in my life, I started to realize, hey, you are grateful. Be grateful. I am happy and grateful that I'm writing again. I started to say, I'm happy and grateful. I have all these people that are winning lives, financial challenges, coming out ahead. People would give me the key to the house and say, here's a copy of the key. It's your house. You helped me to get it. Another one said, this bouquet is for you. One said, anytime you need something from me, call me. I never cashed in on all these promises, naturally. You couldn't do that, and I had no intention to. I had no need for it. But boy, did that encourage me to do better. Yuko said, it's not like just how to save money. It has a story that is relevant to us. Thank you, Yuko. Yes, it is different. And I wrote the book not for the sophisticated investor. I wrote it for the ordinary, common me and you who needs financial guidance to say, save $20 times 20,000. Think about it. I will give you an example if you never thought of it. That book, and I'm using this because I wanted to make sure it is just perfectly fine and it's correct. And here we go. There are $20 times 52 weeks in a year. That's $1,040. Not a lot of money. But take that and multiply it by 20, you have $20,000 and 800. Think if every year for 20 years you look at, and nothing coming from interest, 20 plus 25 plus 30 plus 35, and you keep going like that until you get to 20 years of adding. So we have one, year two, year three, year four. So let's do year five. Okay, sorry, I did that wrong. So plus 35, plus 40, plus 45, plus 50, plus 55, plus 60, plus 65, plus 70. And we haven't even done 12 years yet. And you take that times 17 years, is it? Yeah, and here you are, right? So already you had $54,000 going up, $5 a year. That's all it takes. So that is what we have to remember. Let us start to help. When you are stuck, the first actionable step that comes to your mind, follow it. I did it. And this has opened this world for me. This world where my plan is to teach the world, to stand on a big, bold stage and teach the world and teach others what I taught all those years ago. Teach those who want to do something that if you feel stuck, avoid asking how. Never ask how. How is not an answer. Answer when you are stuck and you're feeling stuck and you cannot move and you don't know where to go. You have no idea which way to go. Where should you start? And when you do not know, and when you get there, what to do. You do not have these instructions. But you know where you are. You're not comfortable. You're stuck. You keep talking to friends, and the advice doesn't sync with you. Do what I did. On a cold winter day, I got dressed for a walk. No intention of where I was going. I just know I had to get dressed warmly and go for a walk. I got to the park, and a poplar tree was in front of me, bare of leaves. I put my body against that tree, my back. I looked up to the sky, clenched my fist, and I asked this question that came to my mind for the first time ever. If you were me, what would you do now? And then and something said, inflect, go inside of you. Your answer lies within you. You do not need somebody else to give you an answer. The only place available for me was this important little bench in the sunshine of the park. Hello, Laura Matthews from Texas. How are you? I am Tessa-Marie, and I'm doing my YouTube once a week video. I do all kinds of things. Check me out. But thank you for dropping. Hang on. So anyway, I saw the bench in the sun, and I sat. I said, I'll be warm. I cannot wait to get home to inflect. I'm close to home, but no. I sat there in the sun, pulled my coat around me, and I sat there and I started to go in. When you decide to inflect and to go inside of you, you know what happens? You are meeting you. You are meeting the true, honest you. And that person is not the same age as you are. That person is about 7 years old. Never, ever beyond 7 have I seen anybody who I asked to do this. The 7-year-old you have the answer for you. The answer might not be turn right, take 2 steps. But the answer was, why don't you write? You love to write stories. Write. Let your brain dance. And I started to do that. And my brain had music. It was vibrating and my fingers were flying and the joy was just intoxicating. And the second action was to help. Help others. Where am I? Working at a bank, where I had the opportunity to change my hours so I could help more people and guide more people to success of owning their own homes, getting out of debt, you driving the car of your choice, taking walks through the park, going on more than one vacation a year. Yuko is one of the people that followed that teaching that I had. And she now has a vacation account. She doesn't need a home. She's married. She has a house, but she has the freedom to save money to do the things she wants to do for herself and her children and her mom and whoever. And that brought me joy. And that's when I wrote my book, Controlling the Debt Monster. 7 years to write. 202 to 207. Publish it in 209 in the financial crisis. And yes, what a success that was. So all I'm saying to you right now, if you are mulling and you're sitting and you're stuck, take action. And the most important thing now, as I am more experienced, years and years and years later, never ask how. Do not ever ask, how should I do it? How can I? Do not do that. The how is none of your business. Your business is to listen and inflect inside and just continue to take the steps that are laid before you. And as you go, those hows will just open up. You think I knew I could write? I have 7 books, different topics, but a variety, a gratitude journal, a book of proof, the morning blessings. Then the pillars, the 5 pillars of prosperity is my latest, and that's what I'm going to do my talk on. And I told you guys, the place in America I have, that's where most of my followers are. This is the place that tells me we follow you from there, and everybody says who they are. I'm going to go there and have a talk and motivationally teach others to live a fulfilled life according to your vision of the vision of a fulfilled life. A life where you own your own home. You drive a car of your choice. You go on several vacations a year. You are debt free. You have money for your 401k or your retirement account. And you have discretionary income to spend on your family and friends. If that is your vision of the vision of a fulfilled life for you, go for it. I can guide you to it. If your vision is to retire on an island and just live with the locals and let the breeze warm your face and listen to the running brook and the waves hitting against the beach, a simple, inexpensive life, you can also attain it. But you have to dream it. You have to design it, not another person. Never wonder how. Always say, I can, and do it, because yes, you can. So, Laura Matthews, I don't know how you found me. Always make sure she shows up for me. A few of the others also come. But Laura, how you found me, it would be nice to know, because you said you're from Texas. Thanks to Tessa. So Yuko is showing you her vacations for family and friends and herself that she has done. Tell me, how did you find me? What was it that made you do this? You had to press a button. Since COVID, we have been very good of pointing and clicking. So what made you click? If you don't know about me, I do the morning blessings, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I think you're in Central Time or different time zone. Of course you are. You're in Texas. And I also do this one on Thursday, Monday to Friday. I do the morning blessings, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram. I post shorts on TikTok, and I post this, for example, I might post it on Facebook. It goes to different places. And my whole idea is to reach the world and tell the world you have a choice to create the life you desire. And not according to your mom, your dad, your family, and not the life they lead or they led or you were born into, but the version of the vision you have for yourself. And to guide you to that, take you on this journey. So it's really, really nice. that you drop by and whoever else is here. Thank you, wonderful, amazing humans, for this lovely time. It's really cold. I know it's hot in Texas. It's cold in Niagara Falls. It's cold. That's why I have a fire going, scarf and warm clothes on. It was minus 15 when I woke up this morning. It's a little better now. It's minus 7, but it's still very cold. If there's a wind, then it's like minus 20 something. So have a great day, everybody. I'll be back next Thursday, and I always go by guidance. So um, I don't like to use the word hope. I feel that one of you is in here is sure to tell you something that you wanted to hear. Have a great day. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. I'm happy and grateful for you. And we will meet. I met Angelina and Denise when I was in the United States, and I'd never met them before. So that was quite a trip. So you just never know. But I have something that I can share with the world, and I am willing to take it and share it all over the entire world. Have a great day. Love you all for coming, taking the time to spend with me on this Thursday morning, hot or cold weather, wherever you are. Have a great day. Bye bye. Love you. See you next Thursday and tomorrow morning at 8. Oh, we are doing the Sunday self-care show. Yuko and I, we've been doing it for 4 years. This is our 5th year. Every other week at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday morning. Take a seat, grab your coffee, take a seat, and come here to learn how to take care of the amazing you. The show is for both men and women. And this week, we're going to have a really great show, Self-Care Sunday show, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram. Join us. You're going to have some fun with that. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.